Good morning, everyone. Today we have the pleasure of a guided meditation by Marlene Boyette. Marlene is a certified trauma-informed yoga instructor who started on a meditative and yogic path in her teens. Marlene became certified to teach children's yoga in 2013, and in 2016 was trained and certified by Four Corners Yoga and Wellness in Dorchester as a trauma-informed yoga instructor. Presently, Marlene teaches yoga and mindfulness full-time at the Advent School in Boston's Beacon Hill, has co-founded two yoga social justice initiatives, and independently offers countless community classes and workshops, collaborating with organizations and institutions within and beyond the city of Boston. Marlene is dedicated to using yoga, meditation, and overall wellness as catalysts for supporting, empowering, building, and healing communities. She believes in yoga as an act of racial self-care and self-preservation, especially for people of color. And with that, I will turn the floor over to Marlene.
Thank you so much for the introduction. I am so happy to be with you all this morning. And I'm looking forward to guiding you through this practice. So for those of you who are in a space where you can actually lay down, I will welcome you, invite you to come onto your back. Now, if you are in an office space or at work and you're unable to lay down, I will invite you to just come into a comfortable position within your seat, to place your feet nice and flat on the floor, to rest your hands maybe on your lap and connect your spine to the back of the seat where you are. The next invitation will be for you to close your eyes if closing your eyes feels safe and comfortable to you. And if it does not feel safe or comfortable for you to close your eyes, you can simply settle your gaze off of the screen for this moment. I'll next invite you to gently open your mouths, allowing your lips to move apart, and also allowing your jaw to begin to soften. You can roll your shoulders back a few times and begin to take notice of the spaces within your body that are connected to the surface where you are either laying down or seated. For those of you who are reclined and laying down, this is the back of your head, the back of your shoulders, your spine, your arms, the backs of your legs, your heels. For those of you who are seated in a chair, your sits bones, the backs of your thighs, maybe the bend of the back of your knee, the backs of your shoulders, your spine. And next, I'll invite you to draw your attention to your natural breathing pattern. Not changing the pattern of your breath as you inhale and exhale, but observing the breath that is moving into your body and exiting your body. As we gather this morning for a day that will lift up the importance of Black maternal health, it's important to acknowledge what a gift life is, what a gift your breath is, and to acknowledge the breath and the life force moving through your body this morning. So taking a few moments to be present with this gift. to acknowledge any sensations that you feel within your body as you breathe, and to be reminded of the power within your breath, the ability that you have to control many things with your breath, to ground yourselves with breath, to center yourselves with breath. And this is something that we carry with us everywhere we go. So just using this time to be present, and then gently guiding your awareness from your breathing pattern towards your thoughts, taking a few moments to acknowledge what is on your mind this morning. Not trying to judge the thoughts, but simply observing what you're thinking about. Then taking another moment to observe the state of your physical body. Do you feel well rested this morning? Are you experiencing any soreness or tension anywhere in your physical body? Have you had enough to drink? Have you had enough to eat? Just taking inventory of how your body is feeling, or are you content? Does your body feel good this morning? So frequently, as folks who are giving care to others, we don't acknowledge, we don't notice our own personal needs or the state of our being as we prioritize others. So take this time to focus on yourself. Next, I'll invite you to draw your attention to your heart space. Not the organ, but the emotional space. Acknowledging what your emotions are like in this moment. Noticing whether you're holding or carrying anything with you that feels heavy. Any emotions that may feel anxiety-ridden, or any emotions that feel good. Any joy that you're carrying with you, any happiness that you're carrying with you. Taking a few moments to be present with your emotional state. Acknowledging whether how you feel emotionally in this moment is a feeling that you enjoy, a feeling that serves you in a positive way, or if you would prefer to be in a different emotional space. If you're not content with the emotional space that you're in, taking a moment to maybe set an intention for how you'd like to feel as we move through this morning's practice. Also acknowledging whether the emotions that you carry with you actually belong to you. Are these your feelings to carry, or have they been projected onto you by a happening or another person? Just taking a few moments to acknowledge that you have the ability to release any feelings, any emotions that are not serving you in a positive way. That you can release these feelings within your breath, in your exhale, moving them away from your body. I'll next invite you to begin creating gentle movement within your body, moving your toes, your fingers, maybe rolling your shoulders back a few times, maybe opening up your mouth widely so that your jaw can stretch and so that the muscles in your face can continue to soften. If your eyes are closed, you can begin to flutter your eyes open. Taking a few more moments to acknowledge your full body from the crown of your head to the tips of your toes. Again, acknowledging your emotional state. Setting an intention for yourself if you choose, if you find it to be necessary. And then gently bringing yourselves to a seated posture if you are reclined. If you are seated on the floor, you can simply roll your shoulders back, resting your hands on your legs, with your legs either folded underneath your body or extended in front of you, whichever feels the most comfortable. If you are in a chair, you'll simply sit up nice and tall, rolling your shoulders back, maybe sliding yourself forward on your seat just a little bit so that your spine is no longer pressed against the back of the chair. From here, we'll take one hand to your belly, right over your belly button, taking the other hand to the center of your chest. And we'll take 3 collective breaths here, inhaling deeply through the nose, exhaling from the mouth, and repeating this again to inhale through the nose, exhaling from the mouth, and one more really full inhale, one more full exhale. Gently drawing your hands to the sides of your body, rolling your shoulders back again a couple of times. Inhaling to draw your arms upward, palms coming together with your biceps just outside of your ears. And then gently shifting your arms back so that your biceps come just behind your ears. Fingertips pointing up towards the ceiling. Taking a full inhale through your nose. Exhaling from your mouth. One more full inhale. And as you exhale, forward folding, bringing your hands down. Now, if you're seated, your hands will come down onto the surface where you're seated. If you're in a chair, you'll simply slide your hands down the fronts of your legs, allowing the crown of your head to point downward. If you're on the floor, you'll gently walk your fingertips forward while staying seated, allowing your chest to move in the direction of your legs, allowing your forehead to move in the direction of the surface where you are seated. We'll take 6 rounds of breath here, inhaling fully through your nose. And with each exhale, bringing to mind the word soft. Envisioning your muscles as becoming more soft. Envisioning your thoughts as becoming more soft. Envisioning any emotions that you're carrying with you as becoming more soft. 6 rounds of breath. When you come to your 6th round, if you are seated, you'll gently walk your fingertips over to the right side, placing your left hand on top of your right, still keeping your chest and forehead low. If you are in a chair, You'll simply take your left and right arm and move them over your right leg. So your left arm comes between your left and right leg, and your right arm comes to the outside of your right leg. Your chest moves in the direction of your right leg. Your forehead still sinks down as we breathe here for 6 more rounds of breath. Continuing to keep the mind, or the word soft rather, in mind. Using no effort to hold up your head, no effort to hold your neck up, really just allowing everything in your upper body to soften down. And when you come to your 6th round of breath, moving towards the opposite side. So you're coming to the left. If you're seated on the floor, your right hand will be placed on your left hand. If you're in a chair, this time your right arm will move to the inside of your left leg. Your left arm will come to the outside of your left leg, and your chest will move towards your left leg. Forehead softening down. 6 rounds of breath here. As you come to your 6th round of breath, moving your hands back to the center if you're seated. If you are in a chair, walking your fingertips or sliding your hands up your legs to come back to an upright position. Folks who are on the floor doing the same, walking your fingertips towards your body until you sit upright. Rolling your shoulders back a few more times, opening up your mouth so that your face can stay soft. Then twisting to the left side, bringing your right hand to the outside of your left knee. If you are seated on the floor or a mat, allowing your left hand to come onto the floor with your fingers pointing away from your body. Your hand placed just behind your lower back on the floor, gently looking over your left shoulder. Now, if you're in a chair, you're also twisting, placing your right hand on your left knee, and you could take your left arm and place it on the back of your chair if that's accessible to you, or even on the arm if there's an arm of your chair. Breathing while looking over your shoulder, your left shoulder. 3 rounds of full breath. Deep inhales through your nose, audible exhales out of your mouth, maybe even rolling your left shoulder up, back, and down so that you can feel your shoulder blade move towards your spine. And when you've come to your 3rd round of breath, rotating to come to the right side. Left hand comes to your right knee. Left hand either comes onto the floor if you're seated onto the floor, or onto the arm or back of your chair, whichever feels the most comfortable. Gently looking over your right shoulder, rolling your right shoulder, shrugging it up, back, and sliding it down gently so that you can feel the movement of your shoulder blade towards your spine. 3 rounds of full breath here. When you come to your 3rd round of breath, rotating back to the center, taking your hands again to the sides of your body. On your inhale, drawing your arms all the way up towards the ceiling, lacing your fingers together, flipping your palms to extend up towards the ceiling and lifting your chin here. Taking another inhale and pulling your belly button towards your spine, almost like you're bracing the center of your body. And on your exhale, releasing your arms to come down gently. Rolling your shoulders back 3 times with your arms down. And then inhaling again, drawing your arms up, lacing your fingers together, flipping your palms to face the ceiling, lifting your chin, pulling in another breath of air, and then exhaling to release your arms. Rolling your shoulders again here 3 times. Inhaling once more, drawing your arms up towards the ceiling, lacing your fingers together, flipping your palms, lifting your chin, sipping a little bit more breath, and exhaling again to release your hands. Rolling your shoulders back 3 more times, then drawing your hands together just in the front of your chest so that you're making a big fist here. Taking this fist and placing it underneath your chin, bringing your hands as close to your chest as you can get them so that your hands are just underneath your chin and like the outsides of your wrists are very close to your body. Gently pressing underneath your chin to guide your chin up towards the ceiling and moving your forearms toward one another. Sitting up as tall as you can with your chin guided up towards the ceiling, taking 3 rounds of breath. Inhaling as fully as you can. Exhaling to release any tension that you may be holding or carrying with you. And when you come to your 3rd round of breath, gently guiding your chin back to the center, taking your clasped hands and placing them behind your head, like you're stretching, taking a big stretch here, and then drawing your elbows toward one another, just like this. With your elbows drawn towards one another, gently beginning to guide your chin down towards your collarbone, but keeping the center of your body so your core and your spine engaged, so you're not rounding your spine back. You're keeping your spine nice and long, guiding your chin down towards your body to open up the top of your cervical spine. Inhales and exhales here, 3 rounds of breath. Really using the weight of your elbows and arms to kind of hold your chin down so that you're able to open up this top portion of your spine and your shoulders. When you've come to your 3rd round of breath, gently guide your chin back to the center. Take your clasped hands and place them once more underneath your chin, guiding your chin up towards the ceiling. Again for 3 rounds of breath. When you come to your 3rd round, once more returning your chin to the center, taking your clasped hands for the last time behind your head, drawing your elbows toward one another and guiding your chin for the last time towards your collarbone. 3 deep full inhales and exhales. Really allowing your hands and your elbows to guide your chin down and noticing anything that you might feel across the backs of your shoulders or your neck or your spine. Full inhales and exhales here. When you've come to your 3rd round of breath, allowing your chin to come back to the center. If you are seated on the floor, allowing yourselves to come onto your hands and knees. Then curling your toes under, okay, to move into downward facing dog. When you are in downward facing dog, bending both of your knees deeply, straightening out your legs, bending your knees again simultaneously, and then straightening out your legs once more, then walking your feet to meet your hands so that you come into a forward fold. Now, if you are in a chair, go ahead and stand yourselves up. Placing your hands in the fronts of your legs here and simply slide your hands down the front of your legs so that you also are in a forward fold. Once in these forward folds, step your feet apart so that your feet are just outside of your hips distance. Gently create a bend in your knees here, not too deep, but just a slight bend in your knees so that you're able to sink your chest down towards your legs just a bit. In this forward fold, you're bending at the hips rather than bending from your spine. And so if you're curious to know what the difference is, you could simply place your hands on your hips and then hinge forward slowly so that the crown of your head is sinking down towards the earth. Now here, you can allow your head, your neck, everything to move loosely towards the floor. Allow your arms to sink down and then gently nod your head in a slow, exaggerated yes motion. You can do this 3 to 4 times, allowing any tension that you may have in your neck to be released as you nod. And then shifting your head in the no movement from side to side. Now, if you're someone who experiences vertigo or anything like that, please feel free to come out of this if it becomes like uncomfortable or if it's disorienting. Otherwise, on your inhale, you'll gently slide your hands up your legs to meet your knees so that your spine comes to a 90-degree angle. Here, take a few moments to sink your heels into the floor. Maybe lift your toes a little bit and feel the stability of your feet on the floor, noticing that your body is stable and safe. Exhale to bring your hands down towards your feet. Maybe bend your knees a little bit. Again, allow your head, the crown of your head, to sink down towards the floor. Inhale again, sliding your hands to meet your knees, maybe rolling your shoulders back this time as your spine is in a 90-degree angle. Again, sinking your heels down to the floor and maybe lifting your toes. On your next exhale, again, sliding your hands down towards the floor. On your next inhale, gently sliding your hands all the way up your legs until you come to a standing position here. Once you come to your standing position, rolling your shoulders back, taking a few moments to acknowledge the stability of your body. Stepping your feet apart so that they're just outside of hips distance if they are not already. And just being present with your body as it stands, taking one hand to your belly button, the other hand to the center of your chest. Using the next 6 rounds of breath to ground. If you are in a space that has a window, maybe moving yourself towards the window so that you can be present with some sunlight. If you are not in a space that has a window, just taking this time to look down at your feet, to acknowledge that you are stable in this moment, to acknowledge the flow of your breath moving through your body, to acknowledge that you are safe and that you are at this moment prioritizing yourself, which is important, especially for the work that many of you do. It's important to center yourself, to pour into yourself, to be present with yourself so that you are able to show up as your best selves for other people when it's necessary. From here, you can take your hands to the sides of your body. On your inhale, draw your arms up towards the ceiling, again bringing your palms together. Stepping your feet apart so that they're hips distance apart. Grounding down through your feet as you move back. So you're moving your arms back towards the wall behind you, lifting your chin, stabilizing in your feet so that you feel all four corners of both feet on the floor. Taking 2 full inhales and exhales here. And then bringing your hands back to the center, releasing them down to the sides of your body, rolling your shoulders back a few more times. And again, inhaling to draw your arms up, palms come together, grounding down through your feet, lifting your chin, guiding your hands behind you, pressing your belly forward as you breathe here for 2 rounds of breath. And coming back to the center, releasing your hands, rolling your shoulders back a few more times and stepping your feet out just a bit more wide. If you're on a yoga mat, bringing your heels to the edge of the yoga mat. And if you're not on a yoga mat, just stepping your feet apart so that your toes are pointing outward and your heels are somewhat pointing kind of towards each other. Okay, stabilizing yourself, rolling your shoulders back. Again on your inhale, drawing your arms up. On your exhale, bending your knees and arms. Now, if you're a person who practices yoga, you may recognize this posture as goddess pose. And this morning, as we gather again, centering the importance of Black maternal health, acknowledging the goddess energy in all who carry and birth babies, and how important it is to lift them up and surround them and what they need to feel powerful and safe and bring life into this world. We'll breathe here for 2 more rounds of breath, keeping your core engaged by pulling your belly button towards your spine. And on your last round of breath, straightening out your legs, allowing your arms to come down, rolling your shoulders back a few times. Again, inhaling to draw your arms up, and on your exhale, once more, coming into goddess pose, maybe sinking down a little bit. Acknowledging the importance of goddess energy, of feminine energy. 2 more rounds of full breath here, inhaling and exhaling. Straightening out your legs, allowing your arms to come down, stepping your feet together. Inhaling to draw your arms up, bringing your hands together overhead, and exhaling to bow, bringing your hands down. Again, coming into a forward fold, allowing your knees to bend gently. If you are a person who is practicing in a chair, go ahead and seat yourself in your chair. If you are a person who's practicing on the floor, gently bringing your knees down to the floor and your hands, and then coming back into a seated posture. Once you are in your seated posture, if you are on a mat, go ahead and recline your body, coming to lay back down. If you are in a chair, simply spacing your feet apart so that your feet and your legs are just about hips distance apart so they're not touching. You can slide yourself back in your chair so that your spine is connected to the back of your seat. If you're laying down and you have the space to lay down, you're just going to recline here and make yourself as comfortable as possible. The same for folks who are in chairs. If you are at home and you have access to a blanket or anything that can help you become more comfortable, I invite you to Take hold of whatever tools you'll use to deepen your comfort at this time. Once you have come into your comfortable seat or reclined, similarly to how we began, I'll invite you again to open your mouth so that your jaw and face can continue to soften. I'll invite you to reconnect with your breath and your life force, acknowledging the gift of breath and the power that exists within your breath to center, to calm, to release. Envisioning the power of breath during the birthing process and how breath is used to bring life into this world. I also invite you to acknowledge again the connection of your body to the surface where you lay or sit, to bring to mind any intention that you may have set for yourself or how you wanted to feel throughout this practice. Taking a few more moments to think about how you can extend whatever feeling you have cultivated for yourself during this practice. How can you remain in the state that you have created for yourself this morning? How you can use that in the remainder of your day and the days to come. As you rest here in this space that you're using to center your own well-being, to release tension and anything that does not serve you, I will take a few moments to chime the singing bowls as you are present with yourselves. If you are reclined and laying on the floor, I'll next invite you to roll over onto the right side of your body, coming into the fetal position. If you are seated in a chair, I simply invite you to sink a little bit further back in the seat, to deepen your breath. To take a few moments to acknowledge this position that your body is in, if you are able to be in the fetal position. Acknowledging that this is probably the first posture that we experience that is restorative, that feels safe, even before we have experienced life outside of the womb. And acknowledging that this is a posture that brings calmness to the nervous system. This is a posture that you can take when you have space to do so, to comfort yourself. I'll next invite you to create gentle movements within your body, to acknowledge once more your emotional state, to again continue to release anything that you do not wish to take with you beyond this time, beyond this practice. And also to inhale and draw closer to you the things that you find to be supportive, any parts of this practice that felt good to you, or that you found to be helpful. And then gently bring yourselves to a seated position if you are reclined, allowing one hand to stack in the center of your chest and the other hand to rest gently on top of that hand. Together, we can take again 3 collective breaths, inhaling through the nose, exhaling from the mouth. Repeating this 2 more times. Acknowledging the power of breath, the gift of breath. I'd like to first acknowledge those that created the practice of yoga, which is vastly different from what we practice in the Western world, but that deserves to be honored and acknowledged always. I'd next like to present gratitude to each of you for trusting me to guide you through practice this morning, for trusting me with your bodies. And I hope that you feel more light, more connected, and more empowered than you did before you joined this practice. And I will conclude our time together by saying the divine within me, the practitioner, the person who holds space for healing within me acknowledges that within each of you. Thank you so much.
I just want to thank Marlene for such a beautiful flow this morning to get the conference started. I also want to remind everyone that the next session starts in 15 minutes and it's the opening session hosted by Dr. Ndirimaka Muta-Mukaga. Thanks everyone for coming. Have a good day.
Thank you, everybody.